So this is your interactive notebook. This is mine from last year. We always start off with a table of contents. And then as we keep going, once you learn a new skill, you're going to take the notes that you'll see in the video in a new page. And you can number it by page, 2, 3. You can also number it by lesson number if you want. Okay? But you'll see that there's a lot of things that you're going to be cutting out and gluing in. And that's why part of your kit is not only a composition book, but also scissors and a glue stick. So let me kind of show you a blank composition book and what you're going to be doing for the unit. So we have a blank composition book here, and we'll start by just writing the table of contents. And as we keep going, you're going to fill out the table of contents with whichever skill you're doing. So if you're starting with lesson 1, the first skill, which is adding integers, you can put the date here that you learned it. So let's say that you learned it on the 25th. Okay. And then once you finish that, you do the notes for adding integers, moving on to the next thing. You're probably going to want to leave another page for the table of contents. So you can just write the header so you know not to use that page. And now we can actually start our first lesson. So we can title this, if you want to put this as page 1, this could be page 2. And we always title it with the lesson title. So this would be called adding integers. And you're going to see all of this kind of when you actually take the notes, you'll get a better understanding of what you're using. But I want to show you this if you're at home and you're taking notes. At the beginning of each unit, you'll be given a packet. It's a packet like this. And in that packet contains all of the handouts for notes that you'll be doing. It's quite large because it's not double-sided, it's single-sided. So there's a lot for subtracting. We do a lot of, the first unit's on integers, and we do a lot of integer work. It's very important for 7th grade and in your math career moving forward. So let's say that you're on lesson 1, right? So we have lesson 1 here. So what you're going to want to do is you can follow the directions here. It says cut along the dashed line, fold along the bold line, attach in the tab section with 2 staples. Now in my video, I show you how to cut, and I show you like where to glue things. So I'm not going to go ahead and cut this out and glue it now because it'll be redundant and you'll just see it again. But the purpose for having an interactive notebook is really so that you're not always just writing. You can take a break and then you can cut something out, right? And it's kind of like a break from actually thinking because you're doing something a little bit tedious, which is a nice break from actually being at the computer and writing down notes. So see how the notes kind of fold out too? So it's almost like a children's book. Some of the problems are going to be ones that you're going to do yourself. So I'll say something like, okay, please pause the video, and then you're going to write a story problem that would result in -2 plus 14 plus 3.1 minus 6. Okay. And I would have you do that problem, and then you would pause the video before you move on to the next part of the notes. And then we have another lesson, multiplying integers. Again, this is something you cut out and you fold. Okay, so a lot of it is going to be handouts. So that's how it starts. And then towards the end of the year, we get kind of more dependent, a little less dependent on handouts, and it's more just on notes. When we get into like graphing, direct proportions, a little bit further into the curriculum. But that's the purpose behind the interactive notebook. And then that way you have something that you can carry with you also to 8th grade and help you with your 8th grade math skills, because you can always reference back to this book. So eventually, your blank book is going to look like my book.